Hi there, I'm Petra Valitsa. I'm the author of Sipping Green Tea and the Journey to Me. This is a true story based on some spiritual experiences I've had and also my study with working with a master of the way who taught me lessons in awakening consciousness. And I'm here to share those lessons with others and help them on their own journey. So welcome to the journey. Thanks for signing up for the first lesson. I want to give you a better explanation as how this lesson works. So we're looking at the first question, which is, who made you? What does that mean? It means we need to take a look at the qualities that we have come to define ourselves by. Whether these are positive or negative, it doesn't matter. At this stage, we are merely observing and taking notice. Keep in mind that we don't want to judge any of it. We are only taking note. So this is a process to start reflecting on who you are and why. It's also a tool to help you start thinking about what you are thinking. So you might be saying to yourself, well, what is the point of all of this? Believe me, it's a great start to the first step in peeling that proverbial onion layer and removing all those layers and getting down to the core of who you really are. Let's have a look at the 3 characteristic questions outlined in the lesson. So the first was, what characteristics define who you are? The second, what characteristics do others define you with? And the last one, what characteristics would you like to be? So if we take a look at the first exercise. So for example, I consider myself shy. I'm quite a bit of an introvert. At school, I was really shy. I was hiding in the corner. I didn't want to talk to the other kids. And I was shy actually up and all the way to university. Today, however, I've been using these tools that I was taught in order to step outside of my own comfort zone and recreate myself. Actually, this is the most important thing. Recreating myself to who I know that I really am. So, for example, if you have a quality such as, I don't know, for example, sometimes I have this little voice in my head that says, I think I'm lazy. I just start looking at the notion and I watch that during the day. So for example, if I'm watching television and that little voice pops up and says, why aren't you at the gym? You should be running. You should be doing some exercise. I just look at the voice and I observe it. I'm not judging it. I'm not putting myself down because I'm not at the gym. The point here is not to judge, but to just observe. So what does it mean to just observe? It means that we are looking at that thought from outside of ourselves. So to give you a better perspective on what that means, imagine that you're the director in your own play. So imagine you're watching yourself in a play on stage. You're the director, you're writing the script, and you're the actor at the same time. So try to take it in this sort of an approach. So that's day 1 of the lesson. Day 2 is a repeat of this same exercise, only with those thoughts that you listed that others define yourself with. Again, don't be critical whether the thoughts are positive or negative, or those characteristics are positive or negative. Just observe. On day 3, this is where some of the change really starts happening. It might not appear so right away, but believe me, we are starting to make that first step. Remember, we're still not changing our thought, but observing what that new thought is. So you might be really busy during your day and you're saying, well, I really just don't have time to do this. I suggest just to grab a minute, 1 small minute in your day, grab a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. I like to drink green tea because it actually calms me down and gives me energy at the same time. So while I'm having that glass of green tea, I think about these new thoughts. So for example, I wish I was an artist. So I think about that thought, and usually what happens is that thought is making me smile. And I just observe that as well. So, in fact, that's all you have to do. The first lesson is really just about noticing, observing, and not judging. So I'm just going to grab some water here. So what's next? Next up is lesson 2. We will start to learn how to look at our thoughts from a new perception and eventually not change our thoughts, because those thoughts are always going to be there. Those negative, positive, whichever it is, they're always going to run around in your head. The point is not to change the thought. The point here is to take those positive thoughts and give those thoughts more energy. So, I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I'll see you soon on the journey. If you'd like to find out more, please visit my website at petravalitsa.com. And, well, I hope to see you soon. Enjoy your journey. Have a great day. Bye.